I was going to test your creativity, but we don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to skip over this. I have to imagine I was going to give you 5 minutes to generate a list of all the birds you can think of. And then I was going to take sort of the classic thinking skills and have you evaluate your own ability to think in a creative way. But we'll skip over that. I'll go right to the thinking skills. So how do we assess someone's creative process? One of the ways to identify if someone's successfully engaging in creative thinking is a term called fluency, which is the ability to generate many alternatives. So when faced with a difficult problem, are you able to generate lots of ideas, lots of responses? Best way to have a breakthrough is to have many alternatives from which to choose. Flexibility in thinking is the ability to generate varied alternatives. So can you generate many solutions in response to a challenge, and can you create a variety of responses? Third is originality, the ability to generate novel alternatives, statistically infrequent responses. Do you come up with ideas that no one else has come up with? And then the fourth skill in terms of divergent thinking, which is crucial to the creative process, elaboration, is the ability to describe and to embellish one's ideas. So here is an example of 4 specific thinking skills. They all fall in this category called divergent thinking that fuel the creative process. Why is this important? This comes from Simonton's research, University of California. In terms of fluency, being a fluent thinker, what he found is that scientists who've won the Nobel Prize publish on average 3.24 papers per year versus 1.48 for non-winners. Edison had 1,093 patents, Einstein 248 publications, Mozart some 600 compositions, Bach over 1,000. Picasso created over 20,000 works. Hemingway got up and wrote every morning. Best way to have a breakthrough idea is to have lots of ideas. In corporations, on average, this came out in the Journal of Creativity and Innovation Management a few years ago, on average, in order to get to one successful product innovation, when you trace it back, corporations typically, on average, start with 3,000 initial product concepts. Why? Because most of them fail. If most of them were going to fail, then we want to start initially with a large set of options. In the drug industry, it's even higher. In pharmaceuticals, it's 5,000 initial product concepts in order to get to one successful innovation. This is the creative problem-solving process. There are 3 areas, 3 stages that we focus in on when we're teaching our students to be more deliberate in their creative process. Those 3 areas are called clarify, transform, and implement. You can translate into this way. Make sure you know what the problem is first. Clarify the problem. The only way you can get to a breakthrough is to make sure you've defined the problem properly. If you don't have the right question, you can never get to the right answer. Crucial, absolutely crucial part of the creative process. We then transform our ideas, once we know what the problem is, into solutions, and then creativity doesn't stop there. Sometimes you have to be terribly creative in order to get others to accept your ideas, to get others to buy into them. So we need to learn strategies for selling our ideas. Those are the 3 areas that we focus in on. Here are thinking skills specifically related to the creative problem-solving process that we endeavor to teach our students, just to give you a flavor for what's subsumed by the creative problem-solving process, the model that we teach, and originally developed by Alex Osborne. So we teach diagnostic thinking skills, which is a metacognitive skill, visionary thinking, strategic thinking, ideational, evaluative, contextual, which is understanding your environment and how it's going to respond to your ideas so that you can be better prepared to sell them, and then tactical thinking. Bottom line, does this stuff work? 2004, Scott Lawrence and Mumford did a meta-analytic evaluation of 70 different studies of creativity training. And they asked, does this work? Wonderful study. One of their conclusions was as follows. Creativity training contributed to really 4 areas. Divergent thinking, which I defined and shared with you earlier. Problem solving. Performance on tasks that require creative solutions. And it had an impact on attitude and behavior for younger and older students and working adults. and for high-achieving and more run-of-the-mill students. Without a doubt, when you give students deliberate, systematic methods, it has a positive impact in these areas.